Next one, the next candidate that we need to look at is again the Aussie dollar. And just by looking at the screen, the radar screen, just simply looking at the radar screen, guys, you can see that, for example, the pound is completely strong against everything, against the dollar, against the yen, against the Aussie. You can see the euro, all of that very strong, closing near the high of the day. Yet the Aussie is weak against the yen, weak against the Canadian, and it's going nowhere. There is no long signal, there is no short signal against the dollar, and that is also another way to gauge strength or weakness. So right now you can see that if everything has a move or a signal, the Aussie has nothing. Now we have, based on the Aussie, we know that we have a structural point of 98.45, this one, and this, as you all know, is a very powerful the 98.45 is a very strong point, and we closed the week at 98.95. So basically we're just above 40 pips above the structural point. And if you look at the chart, you can see that again there isn't, this is not Aussie strength, it is rather dollar weakness, because the capitulation that we saw on the index, the move that the perpendicular move in the euro dollar is actually a capitulation in the dollar versus the euro. The same thing with the pound, and with all this momentum and breakdown to the upside, this is absolutely nothing. So this is not Aussie strength, it is what? Dollar weakness. And closing at 98.45 makes our life extremely easy. 40 pips above our structure point, we don't need to mess around too much with it. That is our 98.45. You can highlight it like this so that you can see it when you're trading. This is how I plan my trades. I put lines so I can see my trade plan, and instead of writing notes, you put the lines on. So right now I'm not going to go short unless it goes below the 98, and in this case, just to be on the safe side, it's going to be the 98.32. So my short point on the Aussie, if it comes below 98.45, that's the structure, but let's leave it 98.45. That's my sorry. Our short point is 98.45 from last week. It is also our structure short, and it is also my short stop. Okay? Now, where will I go long on the Aussie? Well, I need to look at the chart and try to identify something from the structure that will tell me to buy. If you look at this is again, by identifying strength and weakness from the daily and from the index, and you can see based on the index and the Aussie that the Aussie is weak. Now you go to the intraday, and lo and behold, this is how it looks. If this is a big trend, this is in a major downtrend versus the dollar. Can you believe it? So with that, we have to identify if it's a major trend. I need a structural failure before I actually can even think of going long the Aussie dollar. So my buy point in the Aussie dollar is the 99.25 from last week, and if I do buy it at 99.25, I'm going to place my stop below 98.60. So my buying point is 99.25, which I guess is probably from last week, So my long point is 99.25, and if I do buy it, my stop is going to be below the 98.60 because I'm not going to give it too much room, because it is weak. So there is no reason for me to throw my money away. Okay, so just so you can see, this here is going to be our buying point, and we're going to place our stop here below the 98.62, and we're going to go short below the momentum low. Okay, that is the Aussie dollar, and these are the prices. Buying above 99.25, and if we do, my structure long is above the $1, and if I do buy it above 99.25, I'm placing my stop below 98.65, so I'm risking about 50 pips on that trade, because again it's a counter trend. And if I'm going to go short, I'm going to go short below the 98.45. It is also my structural short, and it is also my short stop. Okay, that is the Aussie dollar.